Good morning. What's shaking? What's happening? Welcome back to Tasty Bites Timeless Travels. Today is day 74 of our cruise around the world, and it's another sea day. Come join us. Now, as rough as this looks, this is so much better than yesterday and the night prior. We are at the tail end of sailing through that cyclone, and we were sailing behind the cyclone, and while we're still rocking a little bit, not as bad. The pools have reopened. Deck 3 is available to walk around. Things are getting back to normal. The vomit bags have been put away. So it should be an interesting day. They have a lot of events packed into tonight. So this morning, it's just a simple coffee chat and some coloring, and probably a chill afternoon, because tonight it's Cocktails with Kimberly is fly rights. There's dinner. There's a new show. There's Officers versus Guest Trivia, and it's an orange party night. I feel like they stuck this party in last second. I said it last night. It's very confusing. It's also a gala menu on a casual night. It's kind of a confusing day, but hey, at least the sun has come out and the waves are not as bad. So, I mean, there's a lot of waves, but they're more gentle, if that makes any sense. So, and they cleaned our balcony, all the salt's off the handrail, so we can actually use the handrail now, because it was caked in salt yesterday. So let's get this day started and see what we can get into. Other than some waves, it's been a really nice afternoon here, with one weird exception. So after lunch, C and I decided to go to the sea view pool for just a little bit of relaxation, because the weather had been so bad. They still don't have water in the pool. That pool is still closed. The Lido pool reopened, but they still haven't quite opened that one, but they put the seating back. Well, I left to come do some work, and then C got in the room about 10-15 minutes after me. I was kind of surprised. A rainstorm managed to hit just the back of the ship. I don't know. She said it looked like a wall of water. Crazy, right? Right. But otherwise, it's been a fantastic day. Really, really great coffee chat. The security officer guy, he was really interesting. I think the thing that stuck out to me the most was security is such a small department, actually, that he doesn't do security for just Holland. He can be moved to anything in the Carnival Corporation. He's been on Princess before. He said as much as they try to keep that position in the same brand so that they know the brand standards and things like that, that one will get moved around. And so think about how different the demographic is for Holland versus Carnival. It was interesting to hear him talk about it. The other thing is somebody asked about pirates, which is a very good question, because we are in the process of hitting the bottom of Africa and we're going to round it, and that's where you see a lot of modern day pirates. And somebody said, how big is that a concern for a cruise ship? He goes, we have protocols. He goes, but the reasons that the cargo ships and the sea tankers are taking over is because there's only 20, 25 people on board. He said, a cruise ship, it's 700 crew on this ship. Then you have 1,200 passengers. Now take into account how many of those passengers were in the military. They are always up for a fight. He goes, so it's just not a smart decision for them to try to take over a cruise ship. He said, plus our public gangway is higher than the top of the cargo ship would be. So it's also more difficult to try to catch us and board us. So very interesting coffee chat. Lunch was great. And like I said, we sat by the pool. But now we are in for a very, very busy evening. We ended up canceling the main dining room tonight. When we returned from lunch, they had left us a message. Whatever C had pre-ordered, they had to make a big pivot. And we had talked about it, and we were like, you know what? It's just too busy of a night. We're not going to hit up the main dining room. They said they understood. They'll let our server know. So we're about to hit up Lido, and then it's a busy night. New show, guest versus officer trivia, and Orange Party number 2. So let's go get our evening going. So one of the great things about the Holland buffet is it's essentially what you can get downstairs, plus a few standards that they have every night on the Lido buffet. So tonight I was going to get the grilled shrimp and rice, and the new item that C was, the new vegetarian item, vegan item that they had called C and said, hey, we're having this instead. It was up here, the fillet's up here, so check it out. Everything I walked right up and got, I could have gotten in the main dining room. There's my grilled shrimp. They gave me a lot more rice than I would have gotten downstairs, but there's my fillet and my vegetable skewers. I don't know what these are. I didn't understand the guy. I asked if they were carrots or sweet potatoes, and he said something completely different, so found out what they are, but looking delicious. Now, with that being said, I was going to get this fried halloumi cheese appetizer. That is not available at the buffet, so that I will have to wait till it re-rotates back around to us. But tonight, this is good. I also got a nice little fun salad because the salad bar is open at night where you build your own salad. So that looked really nice today for me. And then on an impulse, because I went to go get a softie roll, because I love my softie rolls, I decided to get one piece of fish and some fries. And I like to mix ketchup in my tartar sauce. I learned that when I worked at Bonefish Grill. It's delicious. So very brown looking plate, but delicious nonetheless. Now, C also had steak and shrimp for dinner, and it looked just like mine. But she wanted to show you her dessert this evening. She was able to get her favorite lemon sorbet, but then she was able to go by the bread pudding area and get them to top it with macerated strawberries for like a strawberry lemon kind of feel going on. She's super excited about dessert. Oh, right, and it's dessert time. Both of these desserts are available in the main dining room tonight. This is something chocolate that starts with a G. I don't know how to say it, but it's chocolate. We'll see what the inside looks like in a second. And this is like a key lime mousse pastry thing. So this looks nice and refreshingly light. So let's dig in and see how sweet they are. Gonna call it an evening. What a fantastic evening it was. Dinner at the Lido. We don't do it very often. This trip, I will say, we're really strange. Some trips we only do the buffet, some trips we only do the main dining room, and this holds true for Royal also. But tonight we just weren't feeling that. They called us at 12:30, changed that entree on C, and we said, you know what, there's a lot to do. Let's just make it an easy night and eat at Lido. So great time. Like I said, you can get the majority of the main dining room menu out of Lido anyway. So, and then they have the stir fry at night, which tends to be my favorite, but nice, easy evening. And then the show. All right, the show. I have really enjoyed this company that has been doing these shows and stuff like that. And I feel like they've had a thing where there's 4 main people, singers, and I think they've each gotten to pick a show. Tonight, the guy that picked the show, so the other 2 shows that, it's been one of the females each time that have picked the music and put together the show, it's featured all of them. This show tonight, it just featured the one guy that did the show that kind of figured it all out. His name is Adam, but we always call him Gaston because he's got this stage face that reminds me of Gaston. it just wasn't good. It was too much of them almost. I didn't want to go see an Adam concert personally. And I'll tell you, C kind of felt the same way, but because he overacts a little bit too much for my taste, and then on top of it, some of the harmonies and stuff wasn't there, and it just, at some point, it wasn't interesting. Now, you would have thought it would have been interesting. It's Frank Sinatra, Billy Joel, Elton John, Queen. It was the male legends of rock. But I'm not really sure why the other guy didn't have a bigger part in it, or even the females, because even in the Power of Women shows, the guy still sang some of the ballads and stuff like that. So I don't know. It was definitely not my cup of tea. I could not wait for it to end. It was just a little too much. But that was the show. But then it was the Orange Party. So trivia was good. I didn't like Bernie's trivia. Bernie's trivia ended on time, unlike Byron's trivia for the last Orange Party. But Bernie's trivia did not have the officers cutting up as much as Byron's did. So, kind of trade-offs in life. The Orange Party was good, though. I don't think it was as good as the last one. Now, there was tons of people on the dance floor, but the big difference is there was no one sitting. So, yes, we've lost a few hundred people, but I didn't think we would have lost that many that it would have caused that big of an interruption in the Orange Party. But at the same time, the headline show was going on. The 9 o'clock headline show was going on at the same time as the Orange Party, which is a little different. You don't normally see that. So I don't know if that affected it, but I don't know. We've got 2 more. Originally, she said there was 5 Orange Parties, but then she came back today and said there's only 4. So there's 2 more Orange Parties, so let's see how it goes. But that was the evening. Tomorrow should be a fun day. Tomorrow's Derby Day. I don't know quite everything that entails other than horse racing. I don't know. So we will have to see what happens with that. So make sure you hit that notification button, like, subscribe, all that fun social stuff to keep following us along while we figure out what Derby Day is tomorrow and the rest of our adventures around the world. Have a great night. Bye.